Yo, 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 boom, chickadee chanka, lads and lasses. What's going on, people? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little video for you. Transfer updates, all the latest goings on and latest updates to do with Manchester United and our links this transfer window, all the latest rumours. Not so much of the rumours, but mainly more of the actual legit movements and stuff. So we'll get into it in this video. Do us a favour at the start of this vid and smash the like button on it. Give it a cheeky little thumbs up if you're watching it now or later. And also get involved in the live chat as well. I want to hear from you lads and lasses. Let me just give a few shout outs to some of the peeps in the live chat now. Jonathan Gallagher, David Sini, Jonathan Dolby, Travis. We've also got Kai Am in here. What's good? Shazad Ahmed, man. Robert Hanks, Ethan, G-Wolf United, Janice Ferraclis, Berber. Guys, thank you everybody for getting in here. Really appreciate you. Do get involved throughout. I want to hear from you. Anything you want to discuss as we talk about it, do get your thoughts and opinions in. I'll try and dip in and out of the live chat as much as possible. But yeah, I was hoping actually we would have the Jadon Sancho news by now, that he would have been announced, but I guess there's something holding that up. We'll get that, into that a little bit more. The big story of the day really is Raphael Varane. So over the last sort of 48 hours, there's been lots of links with Manchester United having been speaking to Raphael Varane's representatives and agreeing personal terms. These are the latest rumours anyway. We're going to get into the latest updates from the respected journos, etc., and see what the footballing world has to say. So yeah, smash a thumbs up, get involved, and let's be having you. So Farbizio Romano came out just 6:57 p.m. a couple hours ago and said situation is clear on Varane's side. He's ready to accept Manchester United's contract proposal until 2026 if the agreement between clubs with Real Madrid will be reached in the next days/weeks. Varane will be respectful with Real, but he'd love a Premier League experience. So Varane is understood to want to play in the Premier League. He's understood to want the new challenge. Last night, I should say, around about midnight, Fabrizio also tweeted and said that Manchester United are preparing the official bid to Real Madrid for Raphael Varane after direct talks since 4 days. Manchester United made him a contract proposal until 2026. Varane wants a Premier League experience. He'd accept it if and when Real and Man United reach an agreement. So essentially, there's like a verbal, yeah, nice one, let's be having that 230,000 G's a week, baby. And it's all about the clubs reaching that agreement at this stage. But there is the latest. So the situation's clear on Varane's side. This is from Fabrizio anyway. He says he's ready to accept Man United's offer, contract proposal until 2026, if the agreement between the two clubs with Real Madrid will be reached in the next days/weeks, hopefully days. But we know how these things go on, guys. They're holding out for the money. But lots of other reports here. I mean, Sky Sports reporting, lots of different outlets reporting. Manchester United are close to agreeing personal terms with representatives of Real Madrid defender Raphael Varane. Once a final agreement is reached, it is hoped United will be able to quickly negotiate a fee with Real Madrid and add the France international to their squad. United, however, remain cautious but hopeful a deal can be struck before the end of the summer transfer window. So, I mean, things are looking good here, guys. I do like the way things are progressing in this Raphael Varane deal. So, it looks like that he's happy with the offer on the table from Manchester United. It seems that Real Madrid are not able to match that offer. There's lots of reports coming in to say that, Raphael Varane will not continue with Real Madrid. He's agreed personal terms with Manchester United. Varane has asked Perez, the Madrid president, to ease his transfer to Manchester United. Different outlets reporting that Raphael Varane's on the verge. Sorry, this is Patrick Berger says Raphael Varane's on the verge of joining Manchester United. 28-year-old centre-back would agreed with MUFC on personal terms, contract until 2026. So everybody's got these details. Everybody's got the 5-year contract. They've got the agreed that everybody's, they've agreed the personal terms here. Lots of different outlets are reporting that they have agreed the terms with Raphael Varane now. The clubs have to find a solution. Obviously, he goes on to say that Real Madrid want a bit more than 50 million euros. All parties confident that the deal will happen soon. So there's another report from Patrick Berger. Varane has indicated, this is the thing. So Varane has indicated that he wants to join Manchester United, but nothing is yet agreed. A price of 50 million for the player who has 1 year left of his contract is still considered too high by Man United. This is from various sources as well. So look, again, there's nothing official here from Manchester United for an offer for Raphael Varane, but it seems like it's imminent. There is going to be an official bid, hopefully launched very, very soon, for the player. He's a very good player. We all want him. We've gone on about what he could bring to the club. The fact he isn't in his prime and has just won everything and is a good sort You know, it's a winner. It's a winner. It would be a good winner in the back there. Certainly better than that Victor Dwindloff melt bag anyway. I mean, he's okay, obviously, but I just don't think he's elite tier. We need somebody who's going to be more solid, more consistent, and to strike up a really good partnership with Slabbington Maguire as well. Hashtag. Well, wait, hang on. We've got to come up with a centre back partnership pairing for this, guys. Rushmano, is Rushmano in there? He came up with a good one. What was it? Oh, mate, Moran. That was it, Moran. Hashtag Moran. No, I actually think we should call him Slabial Vaguire, mate. Slabial Vaguire at the back there. A little combination. But anyway, we need somebody to complement Maguire. Maguire is slow as a damn tree. And if we don't have somebody who's a bit more pacey next to him, what I like about Varane is he's 6'3", he's good in the tackle, he's good in the air, but he's also quick across ground. He's a quick individual. And that'll definitely complement Slabbington Maguire quite a good bit, because let's face it, Slabby is damn slow, mate. You know, he is. Okay, so lots of reports to say that Manchester United are close to agreeing a deal for Varane anyway. It's so hot, by the way. Sorry if I'm sweating here, guys. It's so damn hot in the UK. Smash a 69 in the live chat if you're sweating your ball bag right now. Crikey. Sorry, let me just give this a retweet, guys. I can't see the live chat updating here. Nice. We've got 69 of you legends in here. Smash the like button. Let's get to 100 likes. Call him Raph Vaguire. Yeah, Slabiel Vaguire, mate. I like it. Slabiel Vaguire. So listen, we'll give you the latest as it happens in regards to Raphael Varane, but it's looking good. One thing I will say about this, guys, and I always say this about these types of transfers, is just don't get too carried away. Yeah, okay, yeah. Everybody seems to be saying that it's pretty much done. There's still time for this to go wrong. This is United and potato we're talking about here. Mr. Woodward I'm talking about there. He is a King Edward potato, that man. And it's very likely that he completely guffs this deal up in some way. There's talks of, you know, Chelsea maybe being interested in him. I don't really believe that. I think United is the strongest destination, most realistic destination for him to go to right now. Obviously, we've been negotiating for a long time. There are some other clubs that are being linked, but I think United, if he is to leave Real Madrid, United is in, you know, the driving seat, really. Let's just jump into the live chat here for a second. See what you legends got to say about this. The Foodinator says Maguire is a beast. I mean, he's definitely gone up in my estimations over the last 6 months in particular. I think he did have a rocky start to the season, but he is actually one of the most consistent performers in the team for United anyway throughout the season, if we're being honest. There were better players. I think Luke Shaw, I think you have to look at players like Cavani's done a great job, Bruno Fernandes, of course. But Maguire was very dependable for us last season. And then if you look at what he did for England in the Euros, yeah, mate, the guy's just bossed it, hasn't he? Hopefully he just steps up to that next level now for United. He's had a rocky couple of years. So that's bad, but you know what? You can turn the corner and you can start on a new beginnings. Look at Luke Shaw. Look at how Luke Shaw sort of turned his career around. A couple of years ago, I would not really have been bothered about losing out on Luke Shaw. To be fair, that's just being honest. At the time, didn't think he was ever going to fulfil that potential or reach these heights that he's reached now. But now, crikey, he's the first name on the team sheet. Couldn't live without little Lukey. So Maguire can do the same if he continues and builds up a really good partnership with Raphael Varane, and we get a bit of Slabiel Maguire action at Manchester United. Then you know what? He's going to be good he's going to be good by me, my friends. I just want consistent performers. I want people who fight for United, and I think he's got better at that recently as well. And you might think, he's always had leadership qualities, but I'm not so sure if he grew, if he had the bottle at the start of his Manchester United career to really be that leader when he was given the captaincy and stuff for United. It seemed like he sort of started acting more like a leader throughout the season as it went on, being a lot more vocal, just on and off the field as well, being more professional and just being more of a leader. So, I think that is true as well. Hopefully he can be a great leader for us. I still think that Bruno would be a great leader for us also, but you know what? Maguire's shown lately that he is a tenacious player. Okay, here we go. Thank you very much, Lord Reptile, sir. He says, not a United fan, but dropped by to smash a like, bro. Thank you, Lord Reptile. You're the man. Legend. Brandon C says, Maguire over Van Dijk, sir. Okay. Well, Van Dijk obviously will be back this season for Liverpool. We'll have to see how he gets on. Will he be as good as he was before the injury? That can be a factor. I think he's still going to be very good. I mean, I can't really agree with you right now and say that Maguire's better than Van Dijk, but you know, hopefully this season he will be. Hopefully this will be a really good season for... I mean, to be fair, Maguire had a better season than Van Dijk this season. Am I going to do the Alex Tellers SBC on FIFA? I didn't know there was one Alex Filmer, but hell yeah. Yeah, Shazad says Varane idolises Rio. That's awesome, Shazad. Yeah, well, what an idol to have if you're a centre-back. They don't come much better than the Rolls Royce that is Rio Ferdinand, does it? Rodney Currency, hello mate, he's watching from Trinidad and Tobago, Port of Spain. Get in there, nice one Rodney. Hello to you, bro. Brandon C. Commonson says Varane and Pogba, they will have a French connection, sir. I would add Martial, but his bum hurts after spending too much time on the bench. I'm glad you said that. With France, sir. Yeah, well, okay, he's not going to play a lot. This is the thing with Tony Martial, guys. He's a good player, but he's just not really going to be featuring in the starting 11 for Manchester United. Is he happy being a squad player? I hope he will be. We need quality in depth, but if he gets sold, I'm not that bothered. Manchester is Red says, who should we sign at DM? Crikey, guys, what do you think? Get your thoughts and opinions in for DM. Me, personally, if I could pick anyone in the Premier League or whatever, I'd probably go for Wilfred and Ndidi, but that's just not really that realistic. Out of the realistic ones, I like Ruben Neves, I like Sal, I like... Get in there, my son. Declan Rice to a degree. So, yeah. Oh, that's awesome, OHB. I look forward to that. Hey, shout out to you, RV Jatta 07. No, I'm not, my friend. Janice Fractor says, Pig, in order to do that in the Premier League, he needs to be more fast and more dedicated on marking. Okay, well, the Premier League is a really, really physical league. It's a very fast tempo league. So, yeah, it's going to be different. But, I mean, he's not exactly done brilliantly against Premier League clubs the last time I've seen him either, to be fair. He's sort of had a fat day, man. Thank you very much for subscribing there, Ivan Bilanovic. I appreciate that one, Ivan or Ivan. Yeah, nice one. Thank you very much for hitting that subscribe. If you're new to the channel, guys, we're on here pretty much every day giving you all the latest Man United transfer news and the latest goings on that club. No bullshit. So get involved if you know around here, just like Ivan, and smash that subscribe button. Rashford has to have surgery. Yes, Jonathan Gallagher. Yeah, so 12 weeks he may miss. So he's going to miss a bit of the season, bit at the start of the season there, Jonathan Gallagher. So that's a point about Tony Martial as well. Very good point, because he will get some game time, I suppose. But is he, though? Depends what we do in the starting 11. I mean, if Solskjaer plans on playing Jadon right wing, which I guess he's been brought in to do when he does come in, of course. Mason Greenwood, of course, is still going to be played somewhere. Maybe you could play Jadon on the left and Greenwood on the right and Cavani up top. Or maybe you could play Martial on the left and Sancho on the right. I think that's the most experienced, best one you could put out there. I actually really like Martial on the wing. If he could get that consistency in his game, he's a classy winger. Yeah, I like him. Ian Dawn, Ruben Neves, great player. Mets Gaiman says, didn't Varane and Pogba have a massive fallout at the Euros? I doubt they can play together. Really? I don't know. I didn't hear anything about that, but that's garish. If that's the case. Okay, let me dip back into the news then, peeps. So, yeah, so it's looking good. We've positioned ourselves well. If he is going to leave Real Madrid, I think it will be for Manchester United. I don't see anybody else coming in there and stealing him from us. He will probably be a Manchester United player if he's not staying at Real Madrid. But as we've gone over multiple times, I'm not going to bore you again. They do still have the possibility of signing them up to a new contract if they're prepared to pay the money for him, which at this moment in time, it doesn't seem that they are. It seems like economically, it makes more sense for Varane to go to United. We can offer him more than what Real Madrid can offer him. And yes, he wants a Premier League challenge and all this, but I'm sure it does come down to money at the end of the day. So he wants the most money. We are prepared, by all accounts anyway, at this moment in time, to be in a position where we're offering more money than anybody else, including Real Madrid. So looks like he could be a United player, but there's still a chance that if Real Madrid want to up their offer, up their terms, and try and sign him up to a new contract, then that could still happen too. So I'm still on the fence about this one, guys. I'll just give you my honest opinion. I'm leaning towards, obviously, we see Raphael Varane being a Manchester United player come the end of the window. There's lots of reports saying that they will accept about 50 million euros now. But we heard a few weeks ago from other sources that they were holding out for 80 million euros. And we know that United do not like to pay excessive amounts of money for players, because when we've done that, we've been stung over the last few years. So recently, we've sort of changed our transfer policy. We've definitely tried to just weed deals out as long as possible to get this price down, like Bruno Fernandes or, Tellez and these sorts of guys. We take a long time about it to get the deal is done as cheap as possible. So that's what's going on here again. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. But chances are, I could see it going on for the whole of the window, my friends. I could. Yeah. I don't like to see it, but I could. We need to get these guys in early, though, so I hope that United go and are prepared to do the business. Rupert Meadow, hello there. He says, I'm worried about Varane physicality. Look at him v Chelsea and Man City. Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. The last 2 games that we've seen against him, against Premier League clubs, he was absolutely bang averagely shite. One of them, he made 2 absolute howlers in the same game. It was a catastrophe. He wanted the ground to open up and swallow the lad at one point. He was garbage. It's true, man. It's true. He was shit when we actually watched those games. Because I did a watch along for one of them, and it was fucking awful. But you know what? Hey, every defender has a bad game, I guess. I mean, we don't. Yeah, he was absolutely terrible though. But look, he's a classy defender. There's not that much better available to us right now. That's the thing. You're taking a punt on a lot of different people. Pau Torres is a good option. He's 23. He's a Spain international. He's young. He's had a good season. But he's not played at the levels that Raphael Varane's played at. And he's not in his prime like Raphael Varane. Varane is a 28-year-old World Cup winner who's won multiple Champions Leagues and just been bossing it in La Liga for many years. So he is about as experienced as a centre-back in the right sort of ages you can get right now for United, which is why I think it's so key to get him, even if we've seen a couple of dodgy performances from him. Overall, over his whole career, he's a quality defender. He is good in the air. He is quick. He does, on paper, provide a good foil to Slabby Maguire as well. So for those reasons, I think that, it makes a lot of sense for Manchester United to bring him in. Yeah, there might be some other options. I mean, check this out, right? Arsenal looking like they're going to get this Ben White in from Brighton, right? And he is a good defender. He's 23. He's English. You're going to pay that slight English premium if you're getting another player from another Premier League team who's homegrown. But he ain't no Raphael Varane, is he? The difference is Arsenal can't sign money Raphael Varane because no bastard wants to play for Arsenal because they're an absolute joke club. But if they weren't a joke club, then, maybe they'd definitely rather, in my opinion, sign Raphael Varane because he's 5 years more experienced. He's still in his prime. He's won everything. He's a top-tier player. Ben White's had one decent season in the playing for Brighton and has had like 109 minutes international football. Not saying he's not going to be a good player. Not saying it's not a good signing for Arsenal. I think it probably is. But it's not as good a signing as Raphael Varane for the same amount of money. Raphael Varane, for the same amount of money, getting a huge name like that as well, in his prime at 28, it's not even close, is it? That would be a great bit of business. If United could sign him up for somewhere like £50 million, then yeah, that would be just a sensational piece of business by Manchester United. I might run a little poll, actually, and see who guesses to the closest 100k how much Manchester United sign him for, official fee. Let's have a little vote in the live chat, actually. What do you think? How much do you think it would take to prize Raphael Varane away from Real Madrid? I still think £50 million is the figure. I think that's about 60, 62 or whatever million euros. I don't know. I'm not 100% on that one, but it's not a huge amount of money really for a player like that. Tristan Newkirk says, get in Varane. Yes, get in there, Tristan Newkirk. Hey there, Kate Cadet. He says, let's just remember Arsenal are happy to pay. He says, let's just remember Arsenal are happy to pay 50 million for Ben White. So I think if we get Varane for 50, it's good business pig. Wow. I literally basically just said exactly the same thing. And you damn right, Kate Cadet. Exactly. You just summed it up well. 50 million for Ben White, 50 million for Raphael Varane. I mean, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? One of them's way more experienced, won absolutely everything. And the other's just a melter for Brighton, who is now going to play for those melters Arsenal. No disrespect to Brighton. Massive disrespect to Arsenal, though. El Professor says 58 million euros. Okay, well, that's a reasonable... Yeah, 45 million says Shazad. 49 million 700 says Burbs. 56 million says Jonathan Gallagher. I mean, personally, I would actually go as high as £60 million because of that reason alone. We've just discussed, yes, the contract's running out, so you know what? It's not going to be that much money. It just isn't. Real Madrid know that his contract's running out. They don't want to lose him for nothing. So they're in a strong position, really. If Real Madrid want to sell him and get anything for him, they have to pretty much sell him now. So there's got to be an agreement reached. So you can't just ask for what you want. But personally, I would go as high as that because I think he is a good enough player to justify that amount of money being spent. Now, it doesn't make sense because of the contractual length on it, because you could just sign him on a pre-contract in January for nothing if Real Madrid don't want to play ball. So you can get a cheaper deal done, definitely. I think £50 million is the number. But I would pay a bit more for him because I think he's quality. 48.7 says Rushmano, 65 million euros says Bob. Daz Sweets thinks 50, but we'll probably do 45. We've got Fantastic F17 thinks 50 million euros. 50's the magic number, baby. Isn't it? Everybody keeps saying 50. 50's the one. Yeah, Tristan says 50 million, but we'll probably sign for 53. United always end up spending more than rumoured. There'll probably be some structure to the deal. So I've got a report here, guys. Let me just see if I can find it actually very quickly. But it basically says that Manchester United, we are interested in, I can't quite find it now actually, but Manchester United are interested in signing another central midfielder, perhaps Declan Rice or something like that. And that's including if we sign Raphael Varane. And that's a lot. That's basically quite a lot of money to be spending, isn't it? But I forgot where I was going with this, but basically it needs to be done, doesn't it? Yeah, it. Basically needs to be done, guys. It's just a lot of money. It's a lot of money to spend. But if you look at the areas in United's team that need addressing, it is the midfield, it is the centre back, and it is the right wing position. So if we get all those positions filled, then we should be pretty decent. But you've got to spend the money. 150 million, 170 million, somewhere in that region is what our net spend should be this summer, if you ask me. Because that's 73 million on Sancho, let's say 50 million on Varane, and then the rest of it on a midfielder, if you can. Maybe chuck in Jay Lings, you got yourself a deal with West Ham. Ricardo Bofa, what's going on there, bro? RVJ says 50 to 60 million. Yeah, so everyone thinks that'd be a reasonable amount. Michael Kinavode as well, what's going on? Hey, there's 130 of you legends in here. Welcome in the bacon train today. Please keep your arms and legs and all other appendages inside the vehicle at all times. And hang on to your seats, baby, because this one's going to be a screamer. But do us a favour and hit the thumbs up if you're just joining us. Give it a cheeky little Zinedine Zidane headbutt on the like button. It's free. And also get involved in the live chat. Smash that subscribe if you know. I want to hear from you. If you want to chat, I think we've got subscriber only mode on. I think you only have to be subscribed for 1 minute. So hit the subscribe if you're new, and then you'll be able to chat after 1 minute, lads and lasses. So get involved and let me know your thoughts. Extreme Drifter, hello. Yeah, good to see you. I hope you're doing well as well. Yes, there is going to be a FIFA stream tonight, Janice Ratcliffe, my son. Don't you worry about that. We'll be back in an hour or so after this stream finishes. Right, guys, I'm going to just get onto a little bit of other news before we get back into the general discussion with the live chat. So you know how it works. I'll just get through the main headlines here, and then we'll have a cheeky bit of a Q&A. But just if you're just getting in, by all accounts, it seems Varane has indicated that he wants to join Manchester United. But just to be clear, nothing has been, agreed yet in the sense that the two clubs are still apart in their transfer valuations of the player, and they are negotiating as things are. But he's got 1 year left on his contract, obviously. The amount that they're holding out for is considered too high by Manchester United right now. And so because of that, the talks are slow. Now, I'm not expecting them to be happening any time in the next week or two, any announcements that we signed in, but I'm thinking we probably will sign him before the end of the window because they need to cash in. Unless they're going to sign up to a new contract, they need to cash in. So it's the Tellez situation all over again with Porto last year. We waited it out to try and get as cheap a deal as possible on the lad, and we did end up getting a really good deal for him. Same thing may happen here. You might see Manchester United just waiting it out till the end of the window in order to get him for a really low fee. Somewhere around 50 million euros is what is being rumoured, So that's sort of what United want to pay for him. Is it worth waiting a few weeks and letting the season start and not having the pre-season and not having the player come in to save 7 to 10 million or, euros? I mean, if you ask me, it's not, because I think the better you are prepared for the season, it could be the difference between finishing first and second. So I actually but that's from a fan point of view. I'm not Eddie Woodward, Mr. Potato Boy, the lackey for the Glazers, no. From his point of view, it makes perfect sense. And economically, it does make sense for the general running of the club. So, I'm just being in a way, a blinkered fan here because I'm saying, yeah, just pay the extra money and get him. But overall, you have to factor all these things in, to be fair. Does it make sense to pay an extra 5-7 million when you could just wait a few weeks and get him in? Depends how you look at it. But me personally, my thoughts on it. The better pre-season you can have, the better equipped you will be to have a good start to the season and then have a good season overall. If United had the start to the season that we should have had last year, we may have actually challenged City right to the end, because it was the start of the season and the gashness and the inconsistencies at the start that really cost us. We got into a good run after Christmas and stuff. Right. Here we go then. Do Roy Keane, says Nathan Moore. What do you mean? I'd be throwing punches at the Glazers. They're absolute nonsense. They're a disgrace. Anyway, okay, so here we got a source to say that Newcastle United are among clubs keen on a loan deal for Axel Tuanzebe, guys. who wants to play more regular football. So obviously Raphael Varane is expected to join. And there's not going to be a lot of opportunities for Axel Tuanzebe unless Manchester United sell a centre-back, which is what we need to do, in my opinion. But the problem is you have that Gurner, Phil Jones, who's just gurning it up on the bench, doing nout, getting paid a shit ton of cash, and he don't want to go nowhere. Nobody wants to buy him either because he's just too much money and he's just not worth it because he's gash. So nobody wants him. We've basically just got somebody there who nobody wants, which means that you can't sell him. So that's a nightmare. Unless you just terminate his contract, then you've got to pay up the rest of his contract and terminate it for him to just go and be able to sign for somebody else for nothing. So that doesn't make sense. So you just got to let him be there, be a civilian there in the background, gurning it up, being Phil Jones the Gurner, basically a T-boy. He's basically the T-boy for us now on 100 grand a week. But Axel Tuanzebe, to me, actually does have a place in the club. Okay, let's just have a vote on Axel Tuanzebe very quickly, guys. Do you think that we should keep or, sell? Not necessarily sell/loan, whatever you think. Sell or loan. Yeah, keep, sell or loan. Get it in the live chat. Let me know. Keep, sell or loan. I personally would keep him and I'd sell Lindelof. I actually would sell Lindelof and Jones if I could. But I think Lindelof's a decent player, he's a good player, but from what he actually provides you and what you could probably generate, I think he's a more saleable player than a lot of the other centre-backs we've got at the club. I think we paid 29 million for him. You could definitely get that back for him, I'm pretty sure. He had a good Euros. He's on, a reasonable amount of money, but he's not on, obscene amounts of money. He's a good standard player. I mean, actually, it's funny, isn't it? Because Victor Lindelof's the sort of player that I could just see playing for one of the top teams in Spain or Italy or something. Funnily enough. But the difference is, I don't know, in the Premier League, I just don't like, he's not physical, he's not good enough in the air, he's not good enough in the tackle, his one-on-one defending's questionable, he's not quite quick enough, I don't think. He's not a great Premier League defender. But I tell you what, if you put him in, Inter or AC or something like that in Italy, I think Lindelof would look like a worldie. Honestly, I really do. So I'm not saying he's not a good player. I think he is a good player. I just don't think he's a good enough player for Manchester United. So I'd cash in. If there was an offer or if we could sell Lindelof, I'd get rid of him. And I'd keep Tuanzebe because Tuanzebe's, 23? He's not exactly, he's no spring chicken. He's not young, but he's also still young that he could develop and improve over the next couple of years. I mean, look at Luke Shaw's recent sort of revitalisation. That can happen to a player. Whereas you look at Phil Jones, you look at Lindelof, these guys are a bit more further on and they're just a little bit proven, more proven gash. So there's no point persevering with those guys, if you ask me. If you're signing Varane and you've got Maguire, well then guess what? You have a really, really good opportunity to have a solid partnership there. You've got Maguire, you've got Varane. Those are going to be your first team starters. Then realistically, you just need two centre-backs there, two main backup centre-backs, which in my opinion, Eric Bailly is a fantastic backup centre-back to have. In fact, he's brilliant. He's a really good defender. He's really good, strong in the tackle, good in the air. I like him. He's a good defender. He's quick. He's a physical guy. I really rate Eric Bailly. Problem is, he's always injured. But if you're just using him as a backup, hey, that's fine. He can come in, he can provide that cover, and he'll be happy with that scenario because he knows he's not going to get any more game time at any other football club because he's always going to be better in the physio room anyway. So he would probably be quite happy playing the second fiddle to Varane and Maguire, if you ask me. Perfect. Then you look at the other scenario, then you've got Tuanzebe there. Exactly, you need some more cover there. He can provide that cover. Tuanzebe and Bailly as a secondary backup, second string option sounds okay to me. I'll be happy with that going into those backup games in the League Cup or wherever where you need to, mix it up the squad and all that. That's absolutely fine by me. So to me, that makes perfect sense. That's all you really need. And then you've got some youngsters coming through. If you did have an injury calamity crisis, chuck a youngster in there. Let's see a bit from a Mengi or something. Let's have a little bit of a, Anyway, I'm just saying there's some options, so we don't have to stick with bloody Victor Lindelof, mate. Super chat here from Zayn Miyassi. Zayn Miyassi, thank you very much for getting in with a super chat, mate. You legend. Get in. Nice one, mate. Let's see what you say. So I'm going to give this a refresh. Oh, here it is. Zayn Miyassi with a $14.99 super chat. Good to see you, Zayn. He says, Arteta out for spending 50 million on Ben White. He's just a cheaper version of Maguire. Oh my goodness, man, he's not even anywhere near as good as Maguire, to be fair, Zayn Miyassi. You're right. Zayn Miyassi, that's hilarious, man. I'm glad you're coming in there with that attitude, though, because that's sort of how I feel, honestly. And I thought you might be coming in here going, Ben White's going to be the next Tony Adams. But I'm glad that you can actually see sense on this one. It is a lot of money to pay for Ben White. Look, he's a good player. Like we've said, 23 years old. He impressed last season for Brighton. You're spending £50 million on a Brighton player, mate. It is who looks good, but not great. So Zomiasi, I agree with you on that one. What's Arteta been smoking on, guys? I don't really understand it. I'm glad that United, because we were linked with Ben White for a while, I'm glad that United didn't progress with that, because if we'd have cheaped out or crapped out, not even cheaped out really, because like you say, he's expensive for what he is, but if we'd have gone for him, opted for him instead of Varane, crikey, how much of a letdown would have that been? Whereas it turns out we're going to get Varane and you're going to get Ben White, and that's hilarious. Hey, thank you so much, Zomiasi, for the $14.99 super chat. Uniman, though, mate, it's, oh man, to be an Arsenal fan, think about it. We talk about United and our transfers and our board and stuff. Imagine being an Arsenal fan over the last decade, man, or 15 years. No disrespect to any Arsenal fans. I'm just merely saying because they've got cash owners as well, if you ask me. And Arsenal is a great football club. It's historically, if you ask me, it's the third biggest football club in England throughout the whole of time. So, you know, it's a great football club, no disrespect, and they deserve better. But they sell their best players quite a lot at the time, whether it's your Sanchez's, your Van Persie's, your Nasri's, every window or every other window, or certainly they used to anyway. Now they've ended up with just a team of mediocre melts. They are finishing in 8th place. Greg L says, hi, mate. Hopefully Sancho passes the pen to Varane, says Greg L. Well, I mean, he won't be the penalty taker at Manchester United anyway. It will be Bruno Fernandes. And just because you've missed one penalty doesn't mean you're going to miss another penalty. You know, all the greatest penalty takers of all time have missed a penalty. Even, like, I'm pretty sure even Cantona missed one, didn't he? And he basically bagged them all. Ruud van Nistelrooy, pretty sure missed one at United. You know what I mean? There's some... It happens. It doesn't mean just because you miss one penalty, you're not a good penalty taker, to be fair. Anyway, 80 likes on the stream. Nice one, guys. Thank you very much for hitting the thumbs up button, everybody. Appreciate that one. If you're just joining us, do smash that like. We've got another super chat here from Matty Rushmano. Thank you very much. Let's, you know what? I'm going to put that as a poll just because it's funny, Rushmano. It's funny, Rushmano. Thank you very much for that. I'll read it in a second. Right, guys, there you go. I'm just going to ask you a poll. I'm just going to ask you a question in the poll there, dudes. Thank you very much, Rushmano. He says, 50 million for Ben White or 50 million for Varane? I know which one I would want. Exactly, mate. Hang on, I just need to blow my nose. I think I've got gash bloody melt fever on the go, guys, because it's so hot. I don't know. I personally don't think I've got hay fever. People have suggested I have hay fever in the past. I don't think I do. I'm too much of a beast to have that melt fever stuff, guys. Do you know what I mean? I used to be able to just like put my nose in a bag of pollen and just inhale that. Not that, you know, I don't know who collects bags of pollen, but I'm just saying I could have done that. But now, rancid. Sorry guys. Just had a snotty nose there. Rancid. Thank you very much for that, Rushmano. Yes, your absolution. Hello, how's it going? He says Lindelof is gash. Maguire at the Euros with a top centre back next to him just proved that, pig. Yeah, exactly. And John Stones is a better centre back than Lindelof, and I actually, you know, I rate John Stones, but you know, I don't think he's as good as, like, you know, Ruben Dias. I think he's not as good as his partner over there at City. But you know what? That's it. That's what I mean. It's a team. And if you look at how Maguire did with Stones next to him, he did brilliant. The other side's not the excuse, because Luke Shaw was playing for England just as he is playing for Manchester United. So that side's the same. So yeah, all points lead to Victor Lindelof being the problem. We knew this anyway. We've talked about this for years. I don't know how long I've been going on about complaining about Manchester United, complaining about Solskjaer and the previous manager playing Victor Lindelof. I really have gone on about it for a long time now because he's proven gash. He's okay. He's a decent player. I'm happy to see him playing against the likes of Ketter in town in the Cup, but not in the Premier League against the top teams. He's too inconsistent and gash. What's going on there, Unique? Hello there, dude. We've also got Owen Paget. I suffer with bad hay fever. Well, yeah, I don't think I suffer from bad hay fever, but I think it's definitely where it's really hot today and stuff. I don't know. It's melting me up. Do we really need to answer that? It's like saying steak or corned beef, says Jonathan Dobby. I know, I just wanted to put it in there in a vote, in a poll, just so we could get a really high percentage voted for Varane, just to mug off the Arsenal fans. Pretty much. Matt Willis says, who the fuck voted for White? Pissed myself last night. Well, it's probably the Arsenal scammers in a vote, bro. Ellie, how you doing there, Ellie? Good to see you. How's your night going? My dad was a fucking legend and he still had hay fever. Oh, well, there you go. Yes, just because you got hay fever, I suppose, doesn't mean you're not a legend. Yeah, I mean. VK Dean, what's going on there? Says, same pig. These people saying Lindelof was as good as Maguire or that, about the same. Yeah, I mean, I've been saying this for a long time, and I've also been saying that I'm not a big fan of Harry Maguire. So I'll hold my hands up and say that I have been saying that, but I also have been saying that maybe if he gets a better partner, somebody with a bit of pace who can be a better foil or a better partner for him, we might see the best from him. He proved that with England. And, you know, and he also was the better defender out of any of our defenders this season. So when I say I've not rated him, I've just not rated him like a Rio or a Vidic. I still rated him in the sense that I think he was the better centre-back out of any of the centre-backs we had this season. And without him, we were a worse team. So I still think he's, you know, still think he had a good season for United. I just don't think he had a great season, but it's kind of hard to have a great season when you've got Lindelof next year. Imagine Vidic. If Vidic had Lindelof next to him back in the day, he'd have probably made Vidic look gash sometimes, you know, just by guilty by association, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I voted for White because I felt sorry for him. I'm just going to end the vote there, but it's hilarious. It's hilarious. There you go. Thank you for voting, everybody. 90% say Raphael Varane for 50 million is the better deal. Stephen Bezic. Hello there, Stephen. He says, I never had hay fever at all until I got a bit older, but I suffer with it a lot now. Things change, pig. Things change. Word of advice. Keep a few tissues to one side for any cheapy mangasms. Stephen Bezic. That's a really good idea, my son. Yeah, well, that's it. I'm going to have to sort out the old melt fever, guys. I think I'm starting to develop hay fever in my life. Pig, is there going to be FIFA tonight? Yes, there is, Nathan Buckley. We'll be on an hour after we finish, mate. Hey there, Michael Kinavodi says, what is Ben White called over after injury crisis in England squad? Exactly. He only got in the England setup because of an injury. And to be fair, he'd only played 109 minutes of international football. I mean, that is a gash signing, mate. That's a gash signing. People gone about Slabby for 80 million. And I do think we overpaid, you know, even at the time, about 20 million. Even at the time, he's probably only worth 60. But you're paying that premium to get your man from a rival and because he's homegrown. But, you know, you look at... Ben White, and it's like, crikey, he's got no international experience whatsoever. At least Slabby Maguire's on the back of that sick World Cup, where he performed really, really well, and a really, really good season for Leicester City as well. So, you know, Slabby Maguire was a lot more proven than Ben White was at the time of signing him. Whereas Ben White is just like, he's still early in his development, if you ask me. He might be 23, but last year he was playing in the feckin' Championship, peeps, weren't he? Yeah, he's had one season in the Premier League, right? I mean, that is a bold move. I'm not saying it can't happen. Look at Jamie Vardy. He's proof that it doesn't really matter about where you get your players from. If you've got the fight and the hunger and you're good enough, you can make your way to the top. The cream does rise to the top. Maybe Ben White will prove me wrong. Maybe this season he'll be like Tony Adams for them. But, you know, I really don't think that's going to be the case, guys. The Kate Cadet says, I'd take Tyrone Mings over Ben White. I mean, not even joking. Me too. Yeah, I actually think Mings is decent. Abonea Waldy says, welcome to Manchester United, Trippier and Varane and Camavinga. Well, that's a little bit preemptive, but let's get back into the news then, Abena. Thank you very much for commenting. So you're right, yeah. There are some other links at United, right? I hope you're right. Come the end of the window, if we were to sign Varane, Trippier and Camavinga and Sancho, what a window that would be. I mean, smash the 69 in the live chat if you'd be happy with that window. I mean, I know what's coming. That sounded a bit wrong, but anyway. With the 69 reference. But anyway, Camavinga, Varane, Sancho, Trippier. What a window that would be for Manchester United. Adding that quality depth there to compete with Wan-Bissaka there. Giving us the Tellez effect and the Luke Shaw effect over on the right there. Improving that centre-back pairing massively by adding Raphael Varane there, replacing Victor Dwindloff. Massive that would be. Camavinga would be a great addition to the midfield as well. He's young, so he's not necessarily ready-made right now. But he's still got a job to do. He's still going to play in games and develop. And I think he is good enough to do a job in the squad for now. And in a year or two's time, he could be ready to take on and be that main man for us. So I think that would be a brilliant signing. And of course, Jadon Sancho is a brilliant signing, man, because Look at what he's been doing in the Bundesliga. His stats don't lie. I like his hunger. I like his determination. I like his personality. I just like him. And he's also young, and he's proven to a degree. Maybe not in the Premier League, but it's going to take a bit of adaptation. But he's definitely good enough. You look at just go and all you have to do. Okay, maybe it doesn't tell the whole story, but go and have a look at highlight videos of Jadon Sancho's performances in the Bundesliga, the season highlights, for different individual seasons. Look at his goals and assists, and tell me he's not a classy looking player. He's young, he's got massive, and there's a lot of them, by the way, because his stats are very impressive, and he's playing for a really good German team. So yeah. Lord Dylan Gill says, Varane, here we go soon. Fucking come on, mate. Let's hope so. Hope so very soon, lad. Hope so very soon. Hey, we've smashed 100 likes on the stream. Let's be having you. Where are you? Thank you guys, everyone, for smashing the like. Get in there, my son. Sorry, guys. Something really self-conscious about blowing your nose on on the stream. Sorry about that. Anyway. Yes, I hope you're right, though, Lord Dylan Gill. Star-Lord, what's going on, says Neves for me. He is a realistic option. Oh, Neves is a brilliant option, yeah. It wouldn't be that much. There's the Bruno Fernandes link. He's still young himself. He's only 22, 23. Got a lot of development left to do. Very impressive, very skillful. Great playmaker, great pass for the ball. Still pretty decent defensively. I like it. I like him. I like him a lot. Good shout, my son. Bob says, be a good window with 2 Galactico signers this window, plus some extras. Exactly, Bob. Exactly, my son. You just get a cheeky little Sancho, cheeky little Varane, and a couple of little extras, sir. I like what you did. Right, let's talk about the rest of the news. So, there is interest from Inter and AC Milan for Alex Telles, this has been reported, but the proposals have been for loans, while talks have not developed yet over Dallot's sale. I wouldn't want to see Telles go, as I've discussed this. I think he provides depth and cover and an option there to Luke Shaw. I mean, if Luke Shaw got an injury, he has been somewhat injury-prone in the past. If he got an injury, we would need Telles, I think. We'd be very, very lacking in that position if we didn't keep Telles. So I want to see Telles kept. But there are understood to be loan interests from some Italian clubs for Telles, guys. Keep or sell Telles. What do you reckon, guys? He's not really getting much game time or a role in the club. You could argue that at 29 years of age, maybe it'd be a better option to give a youngster the backup role and just let Luke Shaw be the main man there. But I think as you've seen, the competition for that place there maybe did bring out the best in Luke Shaw. So I'd definitely rather keep him anyway because he's a good attacking option too. He's a good set-piece merchant as well. I like him for that. He's a good all-round footballer, Telles. So, yeah, to me, I'd keep him. Keep, says Carlos. Keep, says El Professor. Keep, says Daniel Barnes. Keep, says Shazan Ahmed. Defo keep Telles. Telles should not go. There you go. Pretty definitive from the United fan base there, to be fair. He is a good player who provides us quite a bit. We didn't actually see anything from him this season, really. A couple of games. I remember when he was flung in there against PSG in the away game. He was very impressive. We had a good game overall, and he played well. Other than that, he's been chucked in here and there. Maybe he just hasn't had a good run in the team, so you've not seen the best of him. But it's not like he's really shone. I haven't really seen him shine in a United shirt yet. But he's also, he's been pretty handy. He's been pretty tasty. But defensively, he's questionable. But I just don't think he's that sort of player. I think Telles is the sort of player that, you bring on, in 25 minutes left in a game, in a Champions League tie, away in bloody Dynamo Zagreb or something, and you desperately need to goal when you're throwing people forward, and you bring him on because he's going to provide you a really good attacking threat down the left-hand side. He's not a defensive player, in my opinion, even though he's a left back. He's just more attacking minded. He's good with his passing and his set pieces, his penalties, his free kicks. He's more of an attacking player. He's less of a defending player. So yeah, he's not going to be the man for me starting week to week because he's going to ship you goals. But if you need a goal, he's a perfect man. Or if you're going to play in an attacking style, and maybe not necessarily an attacking style, but let's say maybe a defensive style where you've got 3 at the back. Let's say Luke Shaw drops back into a left centre-back position and you're playing Varane and Maguire alongside Luke Shaw in a back 3. Then Telles is a great option on that left-hand side to play left wing-back because he can get up and down that left wing nicely, but he's defensively not the most robust. So that's where the 3 at the back come into it. So yeah, he's a good player to have. He's a good player to have. But yes, Diogo Dalot also linked to a move back to AC as well. We'll see about that one, but loan interest at this moment. So Solskjaer did say a few days ago that there would be loan deals to be done with players going on loan, and so we'll give you the latest on that as it comes. We're talking about Kieran Trippier now, guys. So Kieran Trippier, Manchester United and Atletico Madrid are finalising a deal worth around 20 million for Kieran Trippier. Sources close to the player have confirmed Trippier has been told he will be a United player by the end of July, after his holiday ends. So this is from a source here. I mean, it's it's. I don't think. I mean, it's not that much of a reputable source if you ask me. But there's some links to say that Kieran Trippier is going to be a United player come the end of the window for £20 million. I personally would think that, it depends on what other business that we do, really. He's a luxury signing. If we do get him, I think it will be on the back of us getting all of our other positions sorted. Varane in, Sancho in, Camavinga in. If you get those three people on, or Declan Rice in midfield even, one of those guys. If you get all those positions sorted, then yeah, maybe if there's some money left over, or we sell a player, then maybe get Kieran Trippier too, because he provides that cover at right back there. But not only cover, I mean, this is the point actually about Kieran Trippier. So this is what you have to remember as well. Now, I have a source here to say that Kieran Trippier that he's not interested at all in joining Manchester United to be a backup to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, basically. So, and you can sort of understand that at 30 years of age. Is he going to be coming in giving assurances by Solskjaer that he's the main man starting? Well, if he is, I don't even really want him, guys. I don't even really want him. I want Aaron Wan-Bissaka, because he is just a proven boss defender for Manchester United. He might not be as good as Trippier going forward. He might not have the free kicks, the set pieces, the passing ability, which I think Trippier is better at. He's a better attacking wing back, if you ask me. He can deliver a better ball, set pieces, dead balls. He's just much better. But defensively, he's not. Wan-Bissaka's like the best defensive right back in the league, if you ask me. So I'm just going to put a little vote in here. Who would you start right back? And I'm just going to see what the fan base thinks here. Okay, and I'm just simply going to put in Trippier. Let's say if we got Trippier or Aaron Wan-Bissaka, the spider. Like, who's starting? I know it's horses for courses, different games, different players for different games. If you're playing against, Brighton at home, maybe you might want to go with a more attacking option, somebody who's going to create some more stuff, and you're not too worried about leaving the holes there, because they're not going to have the ball and they're not going to have as many opportunities anyway. Whereas if you're playing against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, then you might want to go with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, because he's going to be a lot more defensively sound. So there's different horses for different courses. But I'm saying, let's say it's the cup final. You want to choose your best 11. Who are you putting in there? Trippier or Wan-Bissaka? Have a vote in the live chat, guys, and be honest. I mean, to be fair, Trippier is much more experienced than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And I think he's proven in the Euros again, he's a tasty player. He's proven again, in the last World Cup, he had a really good World Cup. And what about just the season that he's had in La Liga on the back of featuring, I think he appeared 26 times in La Liga for Atletico Madrid. That's a big contribution to their title-winning season. They won the league. So he's a good player, guys. He's a good player. So I don't know if he'd want to come to Manchester United if he's going to play second fiddle to Wan-Bissaka, who's 10 years his junior. And I actually don't necessarily want him to come if he's going to take the mantle off of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I know the argument, well, you've got depth there, you've got competition. Maybe if Trippier goes in there, it's not really going to hurt Wan-Bissaka all that much. There were times last season when Wan-Bissaka was run ragged and he looked really tired, and he probably shouldn't have been playing. So I'd definitely rather have somebody in there good to come and take the mantle, because maybe Williams isn't your answer. So I get that, but Trippier's not really going to want to do that. He's going to want to come in and play. He's not got too long left on his biological clock. The biological clock is ticking. And as a footballer, the career can be quite short, really. He's already 30. What's the maximum he can play to as a wing-back? 34? You don't see him going on beyond that, really, in that position, because it's a very mobile position where you need a lot of pace and you need to cover a lot of ground and the old legs give up. So, to me, he's got his last few years as a footballer here, my friend. So he's got to want to play. So that's where I think he might end up not coming anyway. Jonathan Dolby, teams we attack Trippier, teams we defend Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Well, that's a very good point. Yeah. I mean, you could just say to them both, look, you're both very important. And Aaron lad, in 2-3 years' time when Trippier's retired, you're going to be just coming into your best years, son. So don't worry about it, lad. You're going to play 50% of the games. Trippier's playing 50% of the games. 50-50, baby. Perfect. How does that sound, boys? Maybe you could get some sort of there are a lot of games. There's League Cups, there's FA Cups, there's Champions Leagues, there's Premier Leagues, there's all the different fixtures throughout the season. There's a lot of games. They could both feasibly play 30 games each in different competitions in different appearances. If you have a run to the final in all these different cups and stuff, they could play 30 appearances each throughout the season. So you do need quality, and you do need cover and depth there. Ashar Katana says, are we doing better transfer business than City? Well, at the moment, it doesn't really look like City are doing all that much. But if you hear what the transfer headlines say, Grealish is on their list, Harry Kane's on their list. But, Nuno came out today, obviously Spurs' new manager, and said that Kane is a Spurs player and he ain't going nowhere. So it's whether or not they can convince Daniel Levy and Tottenham to sell him for a huge amount of cash, and if they're prepared to pay that cash. They also do have other players that they can chuck into the mix. So you could see, an exchange done for Raheem Sterling or something like that. Who knows, to get Harry Kane there. So there is something like that. Like, you would think if I was Spurs and, you've got a want-away player like Harry Kane, who has said previously that if he can't win things at Spurs, he's going to have to go. I think he's quite loyal. I think he might even give them another season. It seems like that's what's happening. He's quite professional, to be fair to him. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen a clip in the media of him going, yeah, obviously, I love Spurs, but, it's time's come, I've got to go and win a trophy at Man City or whatever, going to go play with baldy Pep Guardiola, obviously, I haven't seen any of that. I've just seen him get his head down and carry on as normal. Last year, he did say some stuff in the media, just like, he wants to win things at Spurs, but if that doesn't happen, he's going to have to go elsewhere. He's had this heartbreak of the Euros. I personally don't think he would have really cared about his lack of success so far at Spurs as much if he'd have got his hands on that trophy of the Euro 2020 with England, because of course that's one of the biggest trophies you can win as a footballer. So that would have undone a lot of the wrongs at Spurs. But the facts are the facts. He's at Spurs. He ain't winning jack shit at Spurs, and it's not a very good place for him to finish his career, if you ask me, because he probably won't win anything. He's going to be another Steven Gerrard, but without the Champions League medal. So even worse. So yeah, he's got to go. But anyway, to answer your question, City, they probably will do some business towards the end of the window. They have lost Aguero this summer. They're going to have to address that area, if you ask me. They may well add Grealish to the ranks as well. I can see them getting one or the other. I can see them getting one of those big name players, and I very much doubt they get both of them, because it's just hard to do it. Not that they can't spend the money or they're not prepared to spend the money, because they are. But just it's hard to manufacture all those deals like that, or maneuver all those deals. Brandon and Dallo are good right backs. That's a fair point as well, Abdullah Saleh. So, yeah, like, we're on about signing Trippier, but actually it's just a luxury signing. We don't need him. We've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka there, who's the boss for, 75% of the games throughout the season. He's going to be fit and available, hopefully. Well, that's the point. If he gets an injury, we're screwed. So you do need the depth there. But then Dallo coming in is a good option. He's only 20. He's got attacking chops as well. He can get forward and get those balls in. He's a good different option for you. Brandon Williams, I like Brandon Williams. People slag him off, but he's a young kid. He's only 20. He's still got a lot of developing to do. I like his heart and his determination, just his attitude. Can't remember the game now, but I remember he's a 19-year-old lad playing his first or second game for United. Somebody's chopped him. He gets up right in the face of some senior player, and he's fucking giving it the big one. And he's got the right sort of attitude, He's a fighter. Now, you can say that doesn't mean anything, but it does. It does mean something. So, I like him for that. I think he fought hard for United, worked his socks off anytime we saw him. And he's got a future at the club. I actually do. But I think maybe a loan deal for Brandon makes more sense. I would not be opposed to the idea of keeping Dallo and having him back up Wan-Bissaka. Your absolution. Now we need a CDM too. Ashar, we do. Yeah. Go to the fridge, grab the trout and smack it in the like button. Thank you, Primar, mate. Yeah, do as he says. Give the cheeky little thumbs up button a like. Let's see if we can get to 158 likes. There's 150 of you legends in here. If you haven't hit the like button, here's a cheeky little reminder. Anyway, yeah. If you could do that, that'd be great. And also smash the subscribe and get involved. I'm going to stick around for a few more minutes. Just got a couple more topics to get into, actually. So, Bruno Fernandes is training with former club Boa Vista ahead of a new season, by the way. That's right, we've sold Bruno to Boa Vista, guys! No! No, not really. He's just training. He's a lunatic, this guy. So, he's gone... So, pretty much, he's like in Portugal, right? And he's just on holiday. And then he's like, you know what? Nah. I need to get back working. I need to get back working, playing football and working out here. This is not cool. And he's just gone early to train with his former club just so he gets extra sharp coming back to the new season. I fucking love this guy. Anyway, I'm just saying. There's video footage of him of it was released at 11 a.m. this morning from Boa Vista FC. He's just training. He's just keeping sharp. He's not training with the players. He's just literally staying sharp, doing some physio work, doing some ball work here, you know, shooting him one-on-one with a coach and a goalkeeper and stuff, basically. That's all it is. But I just thought it was, I just thought it's cool, man. I mean, how super professional are you, Bruno Fernandes, to come back early for your training? You're on your holidays in Portugal, in your home country, but you just want to go keep yourself sharp. He's having a training at Boa Vista FC, mate. That's it. The guy's a beast, isn't he? Anyway, yeah, Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, Jonathan Gallagher, he is a bloody legend. I honestly feel CDM needs to be priority over Trippier. Definitely does, Tim Sharrett. Yeah, Trippier's just a luxury signing. Bruno's a boss, says Rushmano. Bruno's an absolute legend, says Kayam. Probably actually Monday that'll be now Nathan Wolfer and GTA stream. Now I've got the foot champs to get on with quite a long stream tonight also. Neil Duffin, how you doing there? He says the Flying Pig on Saturday night. Definitely the king of legends. Dude, how you doing, Mr. Duffinator? Great to see you, the biscuit connoisseur extraordinaire from the Netherlands. Or not actually from the Netherlands, Northern Ireland. Hi, Neubroin Coin, Neil Duffin. Neil, you're a legend, mate. Great to see you, man. Thanks for getting in here. Hope you're doing well. Manchester has read says Southgate cost England Euros, not Man United players. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Maybe his selections at the end there, his lack of putting these players on. He can't, in my opinion, the biggest error out of the lot was just putting on players cold who'd barely kicked the football to go take your penalties. I don't really like that. I think the players need to be involved in the game a bit, have a feel of the ball, get psychologically involved in the game. That's the biggest mistake I think he made, letting people take the pens who just literally come on the pitch. If you want them on the pitch, then bring them on at the end of the game anyway. After 90 minutes would have made perfect sense to utilise the pace and the fresh legs of players like Rashford and Sancho anyway. So I don't get that. If you wanted to have them involved in the penalties, you should have brought them on a bit early, at least half time and extra time. Get them involved a little bit first. You know, I don't like that. They haven't had any warm-up time whatsoever. I know it's a penalty. Look, you've got your set-piece merchants to come on cold and hit the ball. That's fine. Still, it helps to be involved in the game a little bit psychologically. Hey, I'm good, Kirsty Idon. How are you doing? Thanks for getting in here. What's good? And KNG Mitchell says, you doing and watch along for the preseason? Yes, I am, my son, yeah. So, what time's that on, guys? I think it's on at 1 p.m. Oh, that's early. That is early. I mean, yes, I am doing a watch along for it, though. I'm going to have to get up and watch it. Oh, that's going to be early for me. Anyway, yeah, tomorrow 1 p.m. says Shazad Ahmed. Ooh. Thank you very much, Nathan Wall says, good luck in foot champs. I've subscribed to Mrs. Doubtfire. Delighted to meet you, dear. I'm melting like a snow cone in Phoenix, dear. Nice one. Travis says, can't have Rashford playing right back for 15 minutes. Yeah, but not right back, but, you know, up there. I mean, he's an attacking player, basically. So you have him up the pitch. You know what I'm saying? You have him up the pitch. See, this is the thing. Southgate, too damn negative, man. Super duper negative, mate. But yeah, I mean, you make a point, but at least bring him on 5 minutes before the end of the game. 10 minutes before the end of the game. Let's see a little bit of, you know, let them get involved in the game. I've never liked seeing that when people just switch people on, unless it's the goalkeeper. I can understand that, because if you've got a really good goalkeeper, like Netherlands used to do it, like Tim Krul, didn't they? He wouldn't even play. Tim Krul would just be sat on the bench, and then if they got to penalties, they'd just bang on Tim Krul, and he'd save all the penalties. Like, I don't mind that, but I don't think it really makes sense to do it with players who haven't had a touch of the ball. 1 p.m. versus Derby. Oh, KG Mitchell, that's going to be filth, mate, but we'll be there. Okay, well, I've got a long episode of FIFA tonight. We'll probably have to shorten it a little bit. So it's probably going to have to be a bit short, because I'm going to have to get to sleep in order to get up for that, aren't I? That's going to be difficult, guys. It's 1 to 2 p.m. for you in South Africa as well. You're on the same time zone as us, are you there, Tristan Newcag? You're an absolute legend tuning in from South Africa, mate. Thank you so much for watching. Great chance to see our youth play tomorrow. Absolutely. So what do you think the lineup's going to be, actually, guys? So I'm hoping to see players like Greenwood. I bet you Jesse Lingard plays. What do you reckon? Do you reckon Jesse's playing, guys? There's a small chance that Jesse plays, I think, you know. Jesse Lingard starting first name on the team sheet. Cakenet says, I was saying Southgate was a negative meltback last week and I got slaughtered for it. Actually, you didn't. You got slaughtered for being offensive. That was what it was, mate. Offensive. It wasn't even about that. It was about the Welsh connection. Do you remember? Just don't even open up that can of worms, Cakenet, mate. Don't even open up that can of worms, mate. It was nothing to do with Southgate. Bell says, Stop asking the same question for the misses a stream. It's, oh, okay. Steady on there, Bell. Okay, anyway, Travis says, yeah, it puts more pressure on them. I almost missed last time. I got subbed on to take a pen, lucky post, and in. Although loads of less pressure than a Euros final, obviously. Yeah, I'd say probably a little bit, mate. But, you know, no, it depends on the game, though, mate. That's it. Depends on the moment, what it's for. Like, you know, pressure's pressure. Ghana will be playing, says Roshmana. That'd be nice. I want to see all the youngsters playing and getting some game time, yeah. And against Wayne Rooney's team as well. That's an interesting one, isn't it? Much love to all South Africans, hoping for an end to all the crisis right there. Can we get amen to that in the live chat? Manchester Red. Let's get a love heart in there for South Africa, my friends. Absolutely. And anybody who's going for any tough times over there or anywhere in the world. But let's get some love hearts in there for South Africa, man. Mets Gaming says Cake is losing his head again, says Mets Gaming. Steady on there, Cake. Nah, it doesn't matter, Cake. Steady on, son. Giannis Rector says Greenwood has great potential. He just needs to be more physical and improve his movement. He does, mate, but he's only 19. He will get more physical. Dude, when I think about when I was 19 compared to what I am now, or even just when I was a few years later, you do just get a little bit more stronger, you know, you're a bit more physically, I don't know, robust, I think, once you've passed your teenage years. So he's still a young kid. He's actually improved so much physically over the last 12 months alone. You've seen him pack on a bit of muscle, and I think he's going to be a bit of a strong beast, bit of a low center of gravity strong beast as the time progresses, you know. Yes, amen, says Manchester is rad. Yeah, red, sorry. Rushmano says Elanga, Tu, Shaw, Tire, top players. Yeah, great young options. Oh, yes, Elanga, Anthony Elanga, what a great youngster he is. You know, we've got other players. What's really exciting about United is you have to say we've got a really good crop of youngsters who, on paper at least, and not even on paper, but in the youth team, look like one day they're going to be fantastic players. You know, people like Hannibal Mejbri as well, and Elanga, Shoretiri, you just said, Ghana, Mengi, all of these guys, you know, they've all got fantastic, great potential to slot in and be brought through into the first team at some point, just like we did with Greenwood. And you know that's on Solskjaer's mind because he wants to try and keep in with the history and the ethos of Manchester United. Diallo says Primot as well. Yeah, another great young player we're going to see a bit of. Yeah, exactly. Great young player. Paid 40 million for that guy. So, yeah. Nice, Star-Lord. You travelled across there. Nice, mate. Beautiful. It's supposed to be a beautiful country, South Africa. Unknown says England is the best football league because of money. Talent comes from other leagues like League One, Serie A, Portugal. Yeah, you say that, but I mean, England, I'd say that the most players that play in England are English, and England just got to the Euros final, so we're one of the best teams in Europe. We lost on penalties to Italy, and we also got to the World Cup semi-final a couple of years ago. So, you know, I'd say that if you actually look at the facts, English players and the English league, you know, they're pretty good too, to be fair. Samuel Ingram, Scott McTominay should be playing for Everton. Bit harsh, mate. You know what? I like Scotty McTominay. 24 this guy is, mate. He's got a lot of improving to do still. You know what I like about him? He plays with his heart and he fights for the team. That's half the battle for me, really. You've got to have the qualities as well. But, you know, he could definitely do really good things for United in the future. He's still, in my opinion, it might be a development process. It's still a development process. And there comes a point when it stops being a development process and you just gash, like Jesse Lingard. But I think he is still developing. As Kayam says, Ollie plans on using McTominay as a CDM in a 4-3-3. I don't fancy him there, really. I like him more box-to-box. If you actually look at what he did last season, I think he was better going forward for us when he was more attacking, getting himself in the box. He's a big lad. He scored 7 goals, I think, last season for United. It's not bad. He's better going forward. I think box-to-box vibes. I'm feeling box-to-box vibes. Good bit of defending too, but I don't want him to be the main central defensive midfielder in a team. I can't wait for that Suhas SB. I'm going to look that up, dude. Robert Xerxes, I would sign a Cam and a winger or Camavinga. Yeah, fair play. Well, Sancho's coming in for the right wing. Camavinga would be a brilliant cheap option in the mid. There's also Declan Rice as an option with a possible Jesse Lingard swap. Varane looks like the centre-back choice, and we're being rumoured with Trippier as well. If we get 3 out of 4 of those, and obviously Varane and Sancho being the main focuses, then we'd be loving it. Griffo says, why have I come in and seen the poll? Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a clear starter over Trippier. No debate. Case closed. Yeah, well, it's okay. It's different courses for different horses. I agree with you though, Griffo. To me, he's the one. But we were just talking about it because basically Trippier is rumoured to be, joining Man United this summer. Whether or not it happens is another story, but he's rumoured to. And we were just talking about who do you actually want to start. Of course, I want to see Aaron Wan-Bissaka started in all the games mainly, but there are other games maybe when you might want to chuck in a more attacking player, somebody who's a bit better with a ball delivery and stuff like that, where you're not so dependent on defending and being back to the wall defensively. You're going to have open quality and possession and open, you're going to have better quality players than the opposition. You're going to have the pitch open to you, basically. You're going to have the ball a lot. Then maybe Trippier makes sense because he can deliver the ball better and he can create more, in my opinion. But Wan-Bissaka defensively, it's not even close. He's the Don. He's the Don. I'm just playing devil's twatficate there as well, anyway, because I agree with you. Wan-Bissaka's the one. FIFA stream's going to be about 11:15 there, Owen Padgett. No Trippier gets a CDM. Yeah, I know Trippier's luxury signing. We don't need the guy. Wan-Bissaka and Trippier will play in the same team at the same time as Mr. Miyagi. Do you think? I don't think so. Pig, I'm just cutting a bacon for pea soup. Sorry about that. No worries, Robert Zersi. Sounds nice. You packed Team of the Year Ronaldo last night. Nice one, Nathan Wall, mate. Oink oink, sir. That's a good pull. Eddie O2, what's going on, man? How you doing there? Rush Mano says subscribe to the channel. There, thank you, Rushy. Yeah, get yourself subscribed, guys. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Smash that like on the video. Let's see if we get 150 likes. If you're tuning in now or watching it later, do twat that thumbs up. FC United forever. What's going on there? Ricardo Bofa's got to go later. He'll be back later to watch the FIFA Smashing Falls. Thank you so much there, Ricardo. See you later on, dude. Thank you, Winsley Munavulu, for subscribing. Very much, Winsley, for subscribing to the channel. Nice one, mate. Eddie O2 says, Wan-Bissaka's been improving with crosses. He has similar assists to Shaw. Yeah, great point. People slag him, don't they? But he's definitely improved that. That area of the game's definitely improved. And defensively, his game's never been in question. So I do think that that's fair. Over the course of this season, I've seen a marked improvement in him going forward. Now, is he ever going to be that Trent Alexander-Arnold type player who's could bang the free kicks in and get all the crazy amounts of assists in the season? No, but he's also better than Alexander-Arnold defensively. So, you know, you can't have your cake and eat it all the time. Eddie says, Devil's Twatficate. Yeah. Samuel Ingram says, Flying Pig football YouTuber Rance Bounce doesn't rate Scott McTominay, believes Man United should be selling if Manchester United won a challenge for the Champions League. Isn't that the same guy who didn't rate Roy Keane? just saying. Pretty sure he said that Roy Keane was overrated once, which basically means that his opinion's worthless. There you go. No, everybody's got their own opinion. I'm just kidding. Look, Scott McTominay is probably never going to be a top player, but I still think he could maybe be that Darren Fletcher type player for us for a few seasons where he plays with his heart on his sleeve, and when he's, say, between the ages of 26 and 30, he could be a really, really good team player to have. Yeah, absolutely, Neil Duff. And he says, shout out to the families in the Netherlands during the floods. Prayers are with them. I'm so sorry to hear that, Neil, that, yeah, there's lots of floods going on. Germany, Netherlands, and Belgium, isn't it? Some of those places are really getting... and in the UK, there's some places as well, actually, which are flooded to shite. Not so much now, actually, because the weather's changed. But yeah, let's get some love hearts in there for the people of the Netherlands, my friends, who are experiencing any flood damage, and anybody who's lost any lives or any loved ones. And it's fucking not a good do, guys. Neil Duffin, man, thoughts are with you. I hope you're okay where you are, sir. Griffo Chat says, if we get Varane and Sancho, which we will then... What? Use some punctuation, Griffo. He says, if we get Varane and Sancho, which we will, then Ollie has nowhere... Oh, my goodness me. Nowhere to hide. Has to win something this season or he has to go for me. Make or break for Solskjaer. I think he's up for the challenge. Griffo, mate, make it more clear for me, yeah? Nice one, Griffo. Unnoticed, maybe many fans thinking Luke Shaw is the best left-back in Europe. Sorry, Jordi Alba's the best left-back in Europe right now. He has more goals, assists, and his crossing and vision is insane. Yeah, he's a good player, mate, but nah. Luke Shaw over the last 6 months is unplayable. Roberto Carlos wakes up at night dreaming of being Luke Shaw, mate. Your absolution says, I don't rate Scott at all, to be fair, definitely not as a star. Yeah, no, I don't like him as a star. He's a squad player. I've said this over and over. He's a squad player. But I like him as a squad player, and I think we should keep him as a squad player. He fights for the shirt. He's a squad player. Yeah, Rashford's going to get a surgery on his shoulder, Nathan Wall, so he should be out for 12 months. The Cake Cadet says, I can have my cake and I can eat it, Pig, says the Cake Cadet. Well, yeah, that's you, exactly. That sums you up, really, doesn't it? You always want more. You always want more than what you should have. Your fair share, you know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. Cake and thank you so much for the £2 super chat, you legend. And you can, yeah, you can have your cake and eat it. I do it all the time. I've eaten like 6 cakes before in a row. My cakes and other people's cakes. Nathan Wall, is Rashford injured? Yes, he is. He's going to be out for surgery. Only creeps use punctuation on YouTube comments, says Griffo. Luke Shaw beats Alba on current form. Yeah, definitely. I certainly think over the course of the 2021 year, the calendar year of 2021, so 7 months, there's not a better player in the world than Luke Shaw in that position. No way. Janice says, I agree with you, mate. Scotty is a tough guy and he can improve. Yeah, he's a good player. He is a good player and he's a good squad player. He's a good option. He's not a world beater, I don't think, but he's a good option. Scott or Fred to start? Oh, neither of them. Sign somebody else. In the big games, I'd like to see somebody else start. Flying Pig, you should get the job to replace Ed Woodward at United and get rid of Grace's family and get Richard Branson to buy Man United, says Sam Regan. That beardy weirdy, why's that then? I want Elon Musk to take us to the moon. Anyway, yep. Still can't believe Sancho hasn't been announced. I know that explains. Well, I saw something earlier that there was just some hold up in that. Basically, Dortmund are just trying to sign somebody, or they're just in the middle of guaranteeing that they've got somebody else coming in to replace him. But it also may just be just some technicality. He got the job on a technicality of a legend who recommended you. You are nothing. You are a fool, and you are a waste of time. Good night. Nathan Wall, nice one. Manchester is red. Mr. Miyagi, he's on holiday. Swap Declan Rice for McTominay. Well, actually, I would like to swap Lingard with Declan Rice because they want him. He's been there. He's proven for them. They would probably value him at 20 to 25 million, which would take that off of the Declan Rice deal. So Lingard's the one to swap with West Ham if you ask me. But yeah, some United players made bad decisions over the summer. Diallo, Bayern, Rashford says Manchester is red. Fadil Rayhan, swap Declan Rice. Vinny Searle, what's going on there, man? No, never, says Manchester's red. Right, guys, I'm pretty much going to wrap this one up anyway. I think that's all of the news we've gone into. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes training with his old Manchester United is understood to have been offered a chance to sign Real Madrid's Vinicius Jr. I mean, we're not going to talk about that one, but there is a link there. There is a rumour. Pogba, PSG interest in Pogba, but the French midfielder has never considered this transfer. He can stay at United. He can go to other teams, Juventus, but not PSG to represent the solution he wants. That's interesting. New update on that, but that's also reputable, in terms of, it's a reputable source, but in terms of, if does that mean he's not going to PSG ever? I mean, it doesn't mean that he's not at all. We've got Derby County tomorrow at 1 o'clock, guys. We'll be doing a watch along for it, so make sure you get involved on the channel. Do us a favour, smash the old like-a-rooski on this video, give it a thumbs up. Let's see if we can smash 150. I'm going to set my FIFA stream up for a little bit, so come back in about an hour's time. Probably 11:30 now. We'll get started on the FIFA. So come back at 11:30 p.m. We'll smash up a whole bunch of fools on FIFA. Shaw needs to be consistent. I hope he does not turn up Martial like last year. Well, he used to be inconsistent, didn't he? But this year he has been super consistent to a really high standard. So yeah, hopefully it's hard to keep that level of quality up, to be fair. Robert Xerxes, imagine Sancho breaking his foot tripping a wire during photo shoot. Dude, don't, please don't. Tell us it's got an SBC. Yeah, looking forward to that one, man. Hey, thank you, Kayam. Thank you, Rushmano. Yeah, hit the subscribe. Manchester said, let's give them Lingard, Pereira, Jones, and 50 million for Declan Rice. Oh, thank you, Travis. You legend, mate. I appreciate it. Nice one. Tim Sharrett, Tristan, Vadil Rayhan, Mr. Miyagi, Griffo Chaz, Neil Duffin. Looking forward to the new season. Every season, happy for the start. Yes, Neil, it's not cool when there's a break in... Well, it's kind of nice in a way when there's a break in football, but it's only nice when there's a Euros on or something like that, or... because when there's a big break in the football, I just completely get bored. But at least we had the Euros, and it seems like just pretty much when the Euros finished, then it's really not that long until, pre-season game tomorrow, so it's almost just like we've had a whole summer of football again this year. But usually, I can't wait for the league to start because we've had no football for a while. But we're pretty lucky this year and next summer that we've got a summer of football. But yeah, good point. Thank you, Eddie02, for the update. Thank you, Neil Duffin. I hope you're keeping well, though, man. And much love to everybody in the Netherlands. Griffo Chaz, Tristan Newkirk. That's going to be it for me. Do hit the like. Do come back in a few moments' time once this video is finished and comment in the not live comments. Get this debate continuing in the live chat, in the non-live chat, I should say. And also hit the subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell icon so you get notified when we post. We'll be back tomorrow giving you the latest update with the United news. And if there's any breaking news, if there's any big movements, we'll get on and jump on as and when and give you the live breaking news. So make sure you click that bell and set it to all. That way you will receive a notification. You can also check out the website. I pinned it to the top of the live chat, right, guys? Just a little wee update article on the Varane situation. Check out the website, unitedflyinghigh.com, for daily updates and content in regards to United. If you want to write for the website, you can contact me on social media at Flying Pig United. as well. But yeah, thanks to Nathan Best, thank you to Griffo Chance, thank you to Sing Games, Matty Rushmano, of course, and a couple other guys who, Sam Hopkins, and a couple other guys who've helped over the with the website and stuff. Absolute legends. But check out the website. The link is in the top of the live chat there, guys, if you want to go see what it's all about. Per Plus as well. Shout out to you, man. Take it easy. Peace, Freddy Rahman, Star-Lord, Jonathan Gallagher, and everyone else. Take it easy, Mr. Miyagi. Almost at 150 likes. You're a bunch of bloody legends. Shout out to the Baker Brigade. I'll be back tomorrow with your latest updates and back in an hour's time with the FIFA Actione. So stay classy, dudes. Have yourselves a good one. This is the Pig. And come on, United.